Hello and welcome to the Virtual Y. My name is Njigia, and this is your Somatic Movement Meditation class. And for those of you who are new to this class is all about bringing in your emotional relationship with your body into movement and breath and sound. And so today I really want to work through the energies of addiction. So we all have our own forms of addiction. And for me, one of my addictions is actually like sea salt popcorn. Like I love my sea salt popcorn. But when it can get into a form of habit of maybe a more addictive pattern, is I'll even ask myself, I'll notice, why am I gravitating towards getting a big bag of sea salt popcorn? And sometimes I'll actually receive an answer. And a lot of times it's about I'm avoiding feeling something. There's something I'm resisting. And instead of like going into the resistance, I want to avoid it at all costs. And sea salt popcorn happens to give me that solution, that experience to go without feeling it. I can kind of escape it for a moment while I'm eating it. And so we're going to look at our own addiction, our own addictive patterns. And that can be anything from, alcohol, or it could even be calling friends, just trying to be busy and trying to consume ourselves with other activity other than feeling and other than being with ourselves and the very thing that actually wants our attention. And so a lot of times we can obviously go towards these addictions because there's some comfort in there. Eating my sea salt popcorn feels super comfortable. And for me, going into my body or into my emotions might not feel comfortable. If I haven't had access and space to do that, it can feel so painful and so scary. So the sea salt popcorn feels way more comforting for me. But then the question that I'm going to just invite you to answer and ask to yourself, and which I do to myself all day long, is what am I going towards this thing for? What am I hoping to feel by going into this? And maybe let's say the feeling is comfort. I'm going to grab this big sea salt popcorn because I want to feel comfort. And then I'll ask myself, is there another way that can bring in actually more comfort? What could that be? And this whole class is all about bringing in ways to bring those same types of comfort, those same energies of healing that we might gravitate when we're running to the TV, or maybe running for a glass of alcohol, or running to our favorite dessert, that we might be overeating to hide from an actual feeling, is to ask ourselves what actually would feel comfortable that's not that. Is there other ideas that I have? And they might start to arise. And the more often that we can create spaces, just like we're about to do right now with being with the body and feeling like, oh yeah, I can actually be with my body, I can be with my emotion, I can be with my sensation, and this does feel safe. This does feel comforting. The more that we can do that, it actually allows our nervous system to feel relaxed by going in, and not just relaxed by going towards the popcorn. You actually find the healing by going in. When you create more spaces that it's safe enough to do that, it creates a bodily experience of, oh, this is safe. Because obviously many of us has probably had childhood experiences when we were children and we did feel a lot, it wasn't safe to feel. And we have actual experiences of what happened when we did feel. And those things that happen aren't good. We don't want to repeat them. But now as adults, if we can create safe spaces like being on our yoga mats, being in a class with other folks, or by ourselves, and creating that safety, then our body feels like, I can do this. Yes, I can feel, I can move, I can be. And so today I want to just bring into your mind's eye, what are some of those addictions for you? What are some of those patterns that you're like, yes, that is exactly my thing. This might be an Njigia's thing, but this one is mine. Like, which one is that for you? And you can just bring that in your mind's eye right now. And I'm going to begin some music. And we're just going to bring in some gentle breaths and movements, and we can stay kind of seated. I'm kneeling on my knees right now. If you can, I know you can probably only see half my body, but I'm on my knees. And we're just going to bring in some gentle movement to our body, just swaying, keeping our eyes open, orienting ourselves into the space that we're in, just kind of glancing around, bringing us into our environment. Maybe placing our hands on our clothing, feeling the texture of whatever it is that we're wearing. head slowly around. And as we move and as we drop into our body, it gives us a different experience. Because a lot of times we can experience this idea that it's not safe for us to be supported, that we don't deserve support. And so because of that, we might not support ourselves, let alone ask for other people to show up and support us. And so just being with the body gives us a different experience, a different belief in the body that yes, I deserve support. And creates a new pattern. And gently moving your shoulders back. We're going to bring in this breath. We're going to breathe in through our mouth actually 2 times. And on the exhale out our mouth as well. And so we're going to do this for a few rounds. And while we're doing this breath, what we're going to be doing is giving ourselves the availability to let out anything that might be hindering us from feeling. Any beliefs that feels like I can't feel, it's not safe to feel. We're going to imagine that on the exhale, we're moving that out. That way we give ourselves, our body more available, more room to be with what actually wants to be held and seen right now. So we're going to breathe in. And as you're breathing in, imagine that you are widening inwardly, like your internal space, your internal body is widening. Like you're giving yourself this room to be like, I want to take space and open up for me to feel, for me to be. And on the exhale, releasing anything that might be holding you back, any patterns that might tell you it's not safe for you to feel. You don't deserve to feel any differently than you do right now. And so we'll go with this breath for a few rounds. Placing your hands on your heart. Maybe gently closing your eyes or lowering your gaze. What does it feel like inside of you? What sensations are alive? And place a hand on anywhere in your body that might feel really open right now, really alive and available. And speak to this part of you. Saying out loud, you deserve to feel supported. You deserve to feel supported. We begin to stand on our feet if you're not already there, and still holding that place inside of you that felt more open, more available, letting it know that you deserve to feel supported. And giving it maybe a gentle rock, a sway, almost as if you're holding a baby in your arms and giving it like a sweet little rock of a lullaby. And begin to open your eyes and place your eyes on something that looks really just healing and beautiful in your space. Maybe it's a color, something natural like a plant or a flower. As you gently are rocking your body, bringing this energy, this sensation, this movement, as if you are rocking and giving your inner child, all of your inner parts of you, your younger yous, a lullaby. This gentle sway and gentle rock says, I love you, I see you, you deserve to be held and supported just as you are. And breathing in slowly into the space as your eyes are glancing at the space in you, in your house, in your home, or in your environment that's really beautiful, this color that feels healing, feels this energy of peace or joy when you look at it. Maybe something natural. And just swaying back and forth, giving this part of you this love, maybe placing your hands on your heart. And begin to bring into your mind's eye all of the words, maybe of limitations, the experiences that you've had in your life that maybe have held this like inner child in you back, dismissed her or him, or watered them down, or put them behind cages even. The things that were said, the things that were done, that's created this almost like this home of fear. And begin to have a choice inside of you, if you feel you're up to it. Saying, I choose to unblock us. I choose to unravel us. I choose to set you free. As you gently sway side to side, maybe one hand on that area of your body that was open and expanded, and one on your heart, swaying like you're holding a baby in your arms as you're rocking your inner child. Say, I choose to set you free. Imagining that inner you with wings that never got to expand and be free to fly. Begin to move your arms off of your body. Imagining you have all these ropes and ties just like holding your body tight, those constraints, those wraps, those bondages. As you say to yourself continually, we deserve to be free. Begin to move your body as if you're unraveling your body out of all of these ropes and tangles, off of your neck even, giving your neck more room, more freedom to be open, taking all of the ropes off of your neck, off of your back, stretching out your arms, maybe even giving us yawn, which might can symbolize a roar of freedom. Untangling yourself in all of the ways. Maybe shaking the ropes off of you, the parts that you've untangled out of. Giving no more room, no more space for the ropes to be on you. Imagining there's ropes all in your space and your environment even. You're moving them, getting rid of them, all of the ones on your body, shackling you around your waist, allowing your body to be free, moving your legs through the ropes, clearing all of the ones out of your space even. And using some strength in your arms as you move, strong arms with this intention, this choice, knowing in every moment we have a choice. And maybe being in our early ages, in our early years as young children, that inner child inside of you that you were rocking in that lullaby, it was so young it didn't have a choice, or its choices were limited. But recognizing now this part of you that is older, that is wiser, that does have choice, that does have agency and sovereignty, and choosing to unravel and to untangle, moving your body free, opening up more space, getting rid of all of the ropes, and now standing in this space, feeling the availability in your body, the freedom, feeling what it feels like to have less ropes or no ropes, no tangles on you, no bondages or less bondages. And stretching your body, stretching that lower part of your body, maybe going into a very deep stretch into your legs, stretching out your arms even. Finding a stretch that feels good in your body. You might need to try a few stretches. This one for me feels really good, so I'm gonna stay here. Find a stretch that feels very nourishing in your body and just hold that stretch. Amplifying that good energy, that open energy. Feeling what it feels like to stretch into your power and to hold that pose. So many times, beautiful things can be happening in our worlds. People can compliment us, or, a beautiful thing happens, and we might want to rush through it and say thank you and try to negate it and move on quickly. But what does it feel like to sink into the pose of your power, of your beauty, of the expansion of you, the expansion that's in you? What does it feel like to hold that pose? Feeling that really good energy of that stretch, allow it to amplify. And with each inhale and exhale, sinking deeper into that stretch. Saying to yourself, it is safe for me to stretch past my comfort. My body can handle more good energy. I can choose to feel safe in my body. And slowly bring yourself out of that stretch and into a standing pose, and placing your hands somewhere on your body, closing your eyes. And just dropping into sensation. And begin to give yourself just some open and closed movements. Maybe a contraction inward and like an open. And just notice that, there's possibly parts of you, of your body even, or your emotional self that doesn't feel like it's ready to let go. Like it still wants to be contracted or constricted. There's a part of you that doesn't feel quite ready to be released. And this movement right here is just giving that part of you, that part of your body, that part of your emotional self, more space to be. Letting it know it doesn't have to go anywhere for it to be loved by you. That here you are not trying to get rid of it if it's not ready to go, but you are yet giving more room for it to be. Not hiding it or blocking it or covering it up, but giving it more room to be. Stretching your shoulders back, pinching the back of your shoulders, opening up that chest, giving that part of you more room to be. And shining your chest, your heart upward towards the ceiling. And choosing in your mind's eye maybe an emotional state that you desire, that you've always been desiring, or you've been desiring for a while to feel. And maybe that's why you go towards your addictive patterns, popcorn or TV shows or whatever the addiction might be. Maybe what it is that you deeply desire to feel is more pleasure. Maybe it's more ecstasy. Maybe it's more connection. Choose one energy, one feeling state that you deeply desire to have. Now, whatever it is that you chose, begin to relate to that part of you that does not feel safe to be let go yet. That part of you that's still there, that crunchy, really textured, muddy part inside of you. Maybe it is an addiction that's not ready to be let go. Instead of judging that part of you, bring that energy, that desired feeling that you just cultivated, you just created, that you just witnessed. Maybe it's ecstasy or maybe it's connection. Choose to relate to that part of you with more connection, with more ecstasy, with more peace. There are so many different parts of us. There's the part of us that's addicted to popcorn, but there's also the part of us that is full of ecstasy or full of joy, full of connection. And so in this moment, choose to relate to the part of you that might have that addictive pattern, or the part of you that might be sad and it's not ready to let go, it's not ready to be gone. That sad part of you is still there. Instead of relating to that sad part or that addictive pattern of yours with an energy of judgment, in this movement, as your heart is expanded to the ceiling above, choose to relate to that part of you with ecstasy, with that energy that you really want to feel more of. Choose to be that in relation to that part of you, knowing that in any moment you can choose for everything to be an expression and an experience of that energy. Placing your hands on your heart, closing your eyes, and bringing in your mind's eye that energy that you said that you deeply want to desire. I'm going to say ecstasy. And so if it's ecstasy that you desire to feel more of, as you have your hands on your heart, you now can go into your imagination and go into this place of wonder. What would it be like to experience life through the lens of ecstasy? When you pay your bills, how would paying your bills in ecstasy look like or feel like? As you're waking up in the morning feeling depressed, how would you wake up in the morning and meet your depression with ecstasy? When you're grocery shopping for a big meal that you're maybe going to create this week, how would shopping for groceries with ecstasy, how would that feel like? How would you greet people down the aisles? How would meeting your younger child, maybe your toddler that you have, who's having a tantrum, how would you deal and parent that child with that tantrum with an energy of ecstasy? And begin to slowly just walk around in your space, bringing that energy that you deeply want to experience in your life, where maybe you go towards that addictive pattern, that popcorn, that extra glass of wine, that extra TV show, looking for ecstasy in there, wanting it to come to you. But how can you bring ecstasy while you're eating that popcorn? Because possibly our addictive patterns, we meet it in a place of numbness or of expectation or of neediness. But how can we show up full of that desire that we actually want? How can I show up full of ecstasy? How can I meet life with more ecstasy? How can I meet the part of me that's still trying to figure out how to heal that addiction? How can I see that part of me with more ecstasy? And as you walk around your space looking at every single object through the lens of ecstasy or whatever the energy, the feeling state that you brought into your mind's eye, filling up your entire space, allowing that energy of ecstasy or connection, of love, of joy, allowing that energy that is inside of you, that desire that's inside of you, to fill up your room. Allowing it to be all around you. And feeling it move through your fingertips. And bring it towards you inward. Slowly bringing that energy in. As you give yourself a nice little squeeze, a nice hug. And just a quick wash of your body, gently moving your arms around you. Thank you all so much for being here for this class. I look forward to seeing you all next week, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you.